Welcome new reception parents. Normally at this time of year we'd be inviting you into school for an evening meeting so that myself, Mrs Kennedy and Mrs Jackson could all explain what the school is about and what will happen when your child starts. But I'm reduced to making a video this year, so you'll have to bear with me. I'm just going to talk through, and then afterwards I'll put the PowerPoint on the website so you can refer back to anything. So first of all, welcome to the early years foundation stage at Baxenden School. We are all about having a partnership, and it's a four-way partnership between you, your child, the school family and the church family, and I call that our community family. Mrs Kennedy, as you know, is going to be your class teacher. Mrs Jackson will be the teaching assistant, and you'll be seeing some videos from me as well. So I'm going to start talking about the curriculum for the early years foundation stage, and then we'll go on to the practicalities. So the curriculum in the early years foundation stage offers a range of experiences, and we are very much about the children being independent and making their own discoveries to encourage their independence. So that's what you've got to do this next few weeks before they start school, make them independent. But we make sure they're learning through play and first-hand experiences. So, the early learning goals, there are 7 areas of learning, and there are 3 prime areas and 4 specific areas. And it sets out by the government basically what they want every child to achieve by the end of the year. And the 3 prime areas, you've got your communication and language, which is your English, your personal, social and emotional, and your physical development. So in your communication and language, we teach them to listen and be attentive to actually hear what we're saying, to understand and to speak for themselves. In personal, social and emotional development, we do that through circle time where we all come together. We do it through our RE curriculum, and every single day we have so many opportunities, I can't even begin to list them. And in physical development, we do games lessons, dance lessons and gymnastic lessons, and you can see they go out every day to work on their gross motor skills as well as the fine motor skills. Now, in the specific areas of learning, that's when we get more in depth. So you've got your maths, and you can see from the pictures it's all about learning through play with a teacher focus group, and that's called continuous provision. You've then got your art and design, and as you can see we do lots of stuff inside the classroom, but we also have the outside area that we use as well. Literacy. So your English includes your reading and your writing, and we start with our phonics and we get them writing what they want to write. We don't force them to write, we hope that they want to write. So we give them lots of opportunities around the classroom in their continuous provision to go and practice. And that is something you can do at home. Even if they're making squiggles on paper, they're holding the pencil properly. Understanding the world. So all about nature and the world. We have our potting area, we have our mini beasts, we have our forest school, lots of different ways, and we explore it within all of our topics. So each half term has a topic, and the classroom is decorated by the children to match that topic. So if you go on our website to the reception class page, you can see what our topics are. And we'll come on to continuous provision. That is learning throughout the day, throughout every subject, and it's about the children choosing their own learning. So you can see some dancing activities, some RE role play, and the outdoor activities with the sand. And we record every single bit of their learning in a learning journey, and they bring that home at the end of the year, and it's a wonderful resource for you to keep and look back on. So, I'm going to go and talk about transition. Now, none of us know what's going to happen in September, but at Baxenden, we are hoping, with our fingers crossed, that we're going to be back. So with that in mind, we've planned the first week to be a very gradual introduction to school. So on the Wednesday the 2nd of September, we're going to have 2 play and stay sessions with no lunch. That means you come with your children and you stay with them and you get to play with them, get them used to the classroom. You will be split as a class. There are 28 of you all together, so you'll be split into 2. One of you will be bubble A and one of you will be bubble B. Okay, that is what the school will decide, and they'll stay in those bubbles. So that will be how they'll be worked for the first 3 days anyway. So we're going to have a morning session for bubble A and an afternoon session for bubble B. But then on the next day, they're going to come in and you are going to leave them with us. You're going to trust us. You're going to leave them at the gates and you're going to go, and they're going to stay and they're going to have independent play from. So bubble B this time will be in the morning and bubble A will be in the afternoon. But bubble B, because they're in the morning, they're going to have lunch, so they get to experience that in a small group. And then on the Friday, we do the swap again. So bubble A have their independent play and stay for lunch, and bubble B get the afternoon. And then on week 2, we're normal. Back to a normal timetable. All 28 children will be in the class. The gates will open at 8:45 and you come in and you wait in the outdoor area. The doors will then be opened and the children will come into the class. And that is the tricky part, parents, because some of your children might not want to leave you. You definitely won't want to leave them. I've been there, I've got 2 boys myself, and I know it brings a tear to your eye. If your child is upset at being left, the best thing I can tell you to do is to be hard, okay? You've got to walk away, because the more you hang around, if your child is upset, the worse they will be. And normally we find as soon as the parents have gone, the children settle down within 5 minutes and stop crying. And we can always give you a call to confirm that. So please, if there's one piece of advice on that first day, drop them off and leave them. Anyway, the day is split into segments. So we have our physical development, so you'll have an English and then your physical development and then your maths and then lunch. Then we have our snack and chat where they sit with their key worker and have a chat and then milk. And then at 3:30 it's home time and you'll collect them from the playground again, all smiley and happy, hopefully. So, water bottles. We've said please ensure your child has a water bottle which is transparent and clearly named. We will provide your very first water bottle for you, but it's your responsibility to make sure it comes home at the end of each day and it's filled with fresh water. Notice I said water, parents, no juice. Some parents always try and sneak a bit of juice in, okay, because that's all their children will drink. Well, I can tell you now, as a mum of 2 and a head teacher, they can drink water. So if there's one thing you're going to do between now and autumn, get them drinking nice fresh water, okay? Because if they do bring juice, we will give you a call and ask you to be bringing them water, okay? And the bottles are kept in the classroom and the children can drink from them anytime. They have their own space in a tray. They don't have to ask, they just go and help themselves. So, homework. Yes, you do get homework in reception. They might be 4 and 5. We expect them to do it. So you'll be getting a reading record book and that will come home every single day. We ask you to comment in their reading record to know that they've read to you so that we know, and to record the page number if the book isn't finished, and it's changed twice a week. So if your child finishes the book on one night, we'd expect you to reread it the next night and ask them some comprehension questions. We wouldn't expect it to be changed every day because they need to have that deep understanding of the book. But I won't talk about that now because I'm just slightly going off on a tangent. We also have bags with maths activities in and English activities, and they'll be sent home every week, and your child will have their own little book where you record what games you've played with them and how they've done. And then we've got evidence, you've got practical evidence of what they can do. So, how do you help your child to settle into school? Get them to recognise their own name. If you can get them to write it, that would be even better, but some children are not ready yet to hold a pencil and have that control. But if they can recognise their name, they can go to their tray easily, find what they want. Undress and dress themselves. Now, I'll be really honest with you, but don't tell the year 1 parents this. Okay, last year, every single one of our 30 parents said they can dress themselves, that's not a problem. When it came to changing for PE, it was carnage. Okay, so the one thing you can do is to help them know how to get undressed and how to put a PE kit on and to fasten their own coats. That would be so helpful. You know, it's the little things that make a difference. Also, make sure, please, that they can use the toilet independently. Make sure they wash and dry their hands properly afterwards. Obviously, with the pandemic, we've got things in place like extra hand gel, but it has to start at home. You have to start training them. And unless there's a medical issue, they should be able to have a poo and clean themselves up, you know, so they can carry on with their day, hopefully. Even though they do have accidents, and it's not a problem if they have an accident because we do have spare clothes and pants, so don't worry about that. And use a knife and a fork properly. Obviously, I'll come on to school dinners in a little bit, but it does help if they know how to hold it and how to use it. So, please help your child. Every single item of clothes needs a name. Jumpers are expensive, uniform is expensive, PE kit is expensive. So please make sure your child's name is in there, because no matter how many times you tell them, they'll always lose something. If it's got the name in, we can put it in their bag. If you've got clothes it would be really helpful if they had a little hook on them so they could hang them up in the cloakroom. So your coat, and if you can teach your child to use the hook to hang it up, because if they use their hood, it tends to fall off the peg. If they've got a little hook and they know how to do it, it helps to develop their motor skills and hang everything neatly on their peg. We also ask you to bring some wellies that will be kept in school for when we use outside. But one of the most important things is to help them have some interest and enthusiasm in school. Go to the website, use the books on the new reception page, go to the reception page, see what we're up to. You know, it's up to you to make them interested and want to come, even though it's a bit daunting. Honestly, once they're here, they will love it. So, practicalities. Breakfast club, £4, and that starts at 7:30. So if you need to get to work, not many breakfast clubs start that early. And we bring them into school. After school club, again, £6, finishes at 5:30. Not many after school clubs finish at 5:30. So I think that's a pretty good deal as a whole. School lunches are free, you'll be pleased to know. The government pay for those. So we do expect every single child to have a school lunch because it saves you money and it helps them to become independent. Uniform, you can buy it online, and I've put, once this goes on the website, you can just click on the link and find it. I've included this, please tie your hair back, and please could you use black, blue or a white colour to tie it back. I know it's a bit pernickety, but it looks so nice with the matching uniform, and we're all about the details here and the expectations. You'll see some really large bows in the shops that look really fancy. We try and avoid them if possible, just keep it simple. And also no jewellery if possible. If you must have jewellery and you do want them to have their ears pierced, make sure you get them pierced in the 6 weeks holiday at the beginning, because for PE they have to take them out, or you have to take them out, because they can't do PE with any jewellery. And if you must have earrings, please, the small studs, either silver or gold. But if you go on the website, the uniform policy is on there. No rucksacks, just blue bags. Rucksacks are bulky, take up a lot of space, take a lot of time to pack. So the uniform list, as I've said, is on the website. You just go to school information and it's there, and it's very clear. We have a wonderful PTFA who you would normally get to meet, but obviously it's just me in front of a screen, so you won't get to see them at the moment. But please, please, please come to our meeting. They've raised £5,000 last year, and that all goes back to the children, and we're going to use that to develop the Key Stage 2 and the Key Stage 1 library. Attendance is very important. The gates open at 8:45. That's 10 minutes earlier than the school should be open. So there is no excuse about being late. The staff are on duty at 8:45. The gates close at 8:55. That is when our school day formally starts. So if the gate is closed when you're dropping off, that means you're late, unfortunately. So you've got to come round to the office and sign the late sheet with the reason why you're late. Sometimes we can't help it. It's the persistent lateness that we monitor, okay? And then behaviour. We follow a good to be green system. It's all positive, but we take no nonsense. So, as I've explained to you all when you came to look around, we're positive. Every child starts on a positive, and we have a very specific system which we work through. So, we have an open door policy. Myself and all the staff will do everything we can to make sure that you and your child have the best start to school. We know we're safe, secure and loving. We love all of our children, and we can't wait for them to start in September. So thank you for listening to me. This will go on the website, the PowerPoint, the video will go on the website, and Mrs. Kennedy has also introduced herself in a video. So that will go on the website as well. And then the week after, next week, Mrs. Kennedy will be reading a story to you, and Mr. Jackson, the teaching assistant. Also on the website, we have, if you go to the top tab, and I should have put it up so I can show you, but I haven't because it's just occurring to me. If you go to our faith, there is a little tab down there that says Church and Worship. Click on that and you'll see all of our Friday celebration worships and our Monday worships. And it would be great to get your child watching those, because when they come in that second week, they're straight into assembly, which, as you can imagine, for little dots, it's quite a big event. So if they know what to expect, everything's all good. So thank you for listening. I'm going to go now, and I will see you all in September. Okay, bye.